All right, hello class 0997. I hope everybody is staying warm and safe, and you all are actually been doing your work and checking Blackboard for your assignments. Tonight I'm going to upload this video, and I'm going to take you guys to the things that you should have done for this week, and we'll get into the stuff that will be due next week. All right. If we have anybody new in the classroom, please check the announcement section and definitely discussion section to catch up on all your work. All right. So the first thing you guys should have done last week was to read Amy Tang's Fish Cheeks. And the story was a very short story. It was about basically a young lady at the time, her, invited a boy that she really did like who was not of her ethnicity. And she really wanted to just have a normal dinner, nothing exotic from her culture. When the family came over, the boys that she liked and his family came over, they had these exotic foods that was not, um, I guess, normal to the young man's palate or the family's palate. And she was extremely embarrassed because she wanted to present herself, I guess, as an American versus Chinese and then American. So she couldn't understand why her mother would make this exotic Chinese food, knowing that her guests wouldn't like it. And she was also sort of embarrassed at how they behaved. You know, she wanted them to sort of like have more conservative manner at the dinner table. And ladies, I know we love to like make a first impression. You know, we want to show the guy our good side, which they don't appreciate anyway. Um, so what she did was she just kind of like went through it. She saw how the young man was reacting, and like the final meal of it was fish cheeks. Never had fish cheeks. I don't think I want fish cheeks, but that's just because no interest there. Sure, they're tasty. Um, and you know, the family left. They were kind of like disturbed by the whole thing. She never heard back from the guy again. They never dated or anything like that. And Amy Tan asked her mom, like, why would you make this? Well, no, I think she asked her grandfather, or maybe it was the mom. Correct me if I'm wrong. Um, and they're like, yo, you love fish cheeks. You know, you shouldn't compromise your culture and your identity for somebody else. And I think that is a message that resonates across board, a theme that resonates across board. All right. So that was sort of like the basics of it. It was that, you know, be proud of your culture. And then there are some questions to ask, you know, have you ever felt embarrassed, you know, about, you know, your culture or something else? I'm going to share my screen to go over lessons that you all should have went under. So give me 1 second. Where is share my screen? All right. So you all see what I see right now. So right now we're looking at, I just read the fish hooks. You guys should have went there. So for the adjectives and adverbs, I didn't really want to go over this because again, it takes you straight to what you're supposed to be looking at as far as adjectives and adverbs and all the things that they go over, right? Let me see here. Sorry. What? So you went over adjectives. Adjectives describes the noun, big, house. Big would be the adjective because it describes the noun. An adverb it describes what the verb is doing or how fast it's doing. So she slowly walked. Slowly would be the adverb because it describes how the verb is behaving. All right. And then it says define comparative and superlative forms, and it goes on. So you guys should have gone through that lesson. All right. Again, I didn't want to spend a lot of time on that because this is just a review. Okay. Also, it had past tense. All right. How do you write in the present and past tense? Okay. And you had your learning objectives, a simple present tense, simple past tense, avoid double negatives. All right. A simple present tense. I am home. Simple past tense. I went home. Right. That happened in the past. A lot of times when we write, we tend to like, some of us tend to write in the present and past tense, and usually you just want to, write in one form. It's easier for the reader to keep up and keep where the like time is. So when you guys do your narrative writing, you'll be writing in the past tense, right? You're telling a story, so we shouldn't see any words that deal in present tense, like is. All right. Okay. And then if we go further down, you haven't taken the quiz. So this is due tomorrow on the 3rd. Assignment vocabulary comprehension. And what else? Um, excuse me. Okay, so we already did that. Cool. Um, okay, so you guys should have read that. And if we go to assignment 1 vocabulary comprehension, this is what you guys should have done. You should have gone and answered questions 1 through 7 and 6 to 7 to list the items and documents instead of underlining and circling. So when you guys upload your work and send it in, please do not send a link because I cannot open up links. Fonet Tech does not like us opening links because it can, bring in viruses. So please just download it. You can cut and paste and just put it to it. So you guys should have done the vocabulary comprehension and grammar questions 1 through 7, and then you put in a Word doc. You should have proper grammar, proper punctuations, capitalizations, and correctly spelled words. For number 6 or 7, at least the items in the document. So you're just going to list the items on the document versus underlining and circling. So you don't have to do all that. Just list the words. All right. And then you have your writing assignment. Let's do next week, and we'll get into that. Anything else here? That's due February 9th, 2nd. All right. And you guys will get your first quiz later on. So let's not worry about that. All right. I'm going to take you to our discussion question where you guys kind of should have been going to. So last week, again, let me just bring this up so we can see it. All right. So last week, you guys are supposed to read Fish Cheeks, Lord, sorry. Fish Cheeks on pages 384 to 385, but again, very short story. Chapter 21, adjectives and adverbs, and then chapter 9, past and present tense, and then assignment 1, the vocabulary and comprehension questions, right? The discussion questions are graded. So it says list 10 facts about Tam. Write your 10 facts in complete sentences using correct grammar and punctuation. All right. So far, we have 3 people who've done this assignment, which means the rest of you all need to get this done before the time clicks off or the time expires. I cannot accept late work. It is a Gwinnett Tech policy. So if the work is late, you'll just get an automatic 0. And there's nothing I can do about it because that is the English department's policy. So it's very important that you, keep a list of all the assignments that are due. All right. Put on your phone on your calendar, make an alarm for it, but just keep abreast when your assignments are due because I cannot accept late work. That is in the policy. And if you want to look at the policy, you can as far as under a syllabi, it is there. So again, I can't take late work. All right. So let's move on to what you all are responsible for next week. And again, that's also in discussion questions. So that is for November 9th, which is next week. Okay. So let me open up this so you can see it. All right. So it says answer, upload, and turn a lesson for simple sample paragraph activity, and we'll go through that. Complete and upload assignment 2, writing exercise, and 1 paragraph, 5 to 7 sentences. Answer the following discussion question: what do you like most about yourself? The reason why I ask this question is because for the ones who are going for interviews or trying to get into programs. And if you have an interview, a job interview, um, whether I don't know if some of your programs or departments have an interview to get into the program, they're going to ask you about yourself. So it's very important if you can tell someone what are your strengths and weaknesses. And if you can't tell yourself what you like about yourself, that's something that you need to work on and really think about, because those are one of the questions that you will get asked in an interview. All right, so let's look at the sample activity and assignment 2. All right, the sample paragraph activity. All right, so I'm going back to our content. You guys can follow along. All right, so here's a sample paragraph. And again, it's due February 9th. It's there for you. All right, so you all are going to go ahead and go through this and read it, okay? And it gives you a topic, sentence, and supporting idea, right? What is a one paragraph essay? A one paragraph essay is a short, focused piece of writing that communicates one main idea. It has 3 parts: a topic sentence, the main idea of the paragraph, supporting details. You're going to support your topic. For instance, if I'm telling you how, let me see, a topic sentence. If I'm telling you about the Dodgers' incredible World Series run, right, I will say the Dodgers' incredible World Series run was one for the ages. Okay, so that's my main idea. My supporting details would be how they came back to beat the Philadelphia Phillies, and how they came back and beat the Blue Jays. And I would kind of like go through that. And then I'll have a concluding sentence, right? So, in conclusion, the Dodgers had an amazing series because they were down 1 game versus the Phillies, and they were down 2 games versus the Blue Jays, and somehow they came back and won both games, right? So that kind of concludes what I'm talking about. All right. They give an example. Read books improves your vocabulary. When you read books, you encounter new words. Conclusion. This is why reading regularly can make you a better communicator. All right. So remember, a paragraph is 5 to 7 sentences. So you're going to have most of your sentences in the supporting details. All right. And your conclusion sentence should be 1. So your topic sentence should be 1 sentence. Your supporting details should be 3. And then your conclusion should be 1 sentence. So that's 5. All right. And then they give you a sample paragraph there. Okay. So if you go further class, it has an in-class activity. You guys will be uploading this in Blackboard. All right. Students will read 4 to 6 paragraphs and identify patterns such as illustration, comparison, and cause and effect. All right. So here's your homework. All right. It says write 1 paragraph essay on the best way to spend a weekend. I can think of so many things. All right. Using a topic sentence. So yours would be the best way to spend a weekend is sleeping. That is my favorite way to spend a weekend. And then I go into detail why that is the best way to spend a weekend. Okay. So then you go further down and it just gives you paragraph types. All right. I'm sorry. This thing's all right. So you would probably be doing an illustration paragraph because it gives examples, right? So then you have your expository paragraph that you guys are going to answer, your response, all right? So you guys are going to do that part, expository paragraph, response, descriptive paragraph, you're going to have a response. And they're going to give you cues to go ahead and write what your response is. Like they're going to give you topic, sentence, and cues, all right? So that is your homework. Now, what you can do is you can download this and just upload it to Blackboard. And if you want to put your 5 to 7 paragraph about the best way to spend a weekend, you can. And if you're not able to upload it, please email me and let me know, and I can go ahead and give you an alternative way to turn it in. Okay. So that's that. And then the next thing you guys are responsible for is the assignment writing too. So you guys, that would be due on a Tuesday. All right. And assignment writing too. All right. Uh, in the book on page 35, under discussion writing, choose either topic 8 or 9 and write a 12 to 15 paragraph to respond to the question. So remember, you're going to need a topic sentence with that. You're going to need supporting ideas and a conclusion. So with the 12 to 15, that's basically 2 paragraphs they're asking for. All right. Again, a paragraph is between 5 to 7 sentences. So you're going to at least need, 6 sentences per paragraph if you want that 12 mark. All right, 7 if you want 14. It's up to you. Completely up to you how you want to do that. All right, remember topic sentence, supporting ideas, and conclusion. You do not need to cite your work with this one. All right. If you do cite your work, please do it properly. But for this one, you do not have to cite. You don't have to have a work cited. And we'll get to that, how to do that properly. All right. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. Remember to answer the discussion question. It is graded. All right. And your discussion question is, again, what do you love most about yourself? That is due at 2/9/26 at 12:20. That is Eastern Standard Time. So I want you guys to get this in as early as possible. All right. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. All right. So again, I hope I was able to explain some of the activities that you guys are to complete. If you have any questions or confusion, if you need to email me, please do so, but do it in a timely fashion so we're not like running up against the clock. All right. Again, I hope to see you guys next Monday. I think we haven't seen each other about two weeks now. So again, if you have any questions, if you need any help with anything, please let me know. Reach out. If you need further explanation with this recording, go ahead and reach out. Email me ASAP if you have any questions. All right. I hope everybody's staying safe and warm. No one got trapped in the ice. I hope to see everybody next Monday. All right. Have a great week.